Hello guys, this is Goose. I'm starting a channel on YouTube, and this is gonna be my first video I actually put out as a creator. And I welcome you guys to the channel. And please, if you want to say welcome to me to YouTube in the comment section, I'll be very happy about that, and I'll have a better understanding of who's watching my videos. All right, so today my first video will be a setting video. I'm a controller player. I play on PC, but this is my controller. I play with the PS5 Edge, DualSense Edge controller. I love it. It's a very good one. I recommend it a lot. By the way, if you hear an accent, it's normal. My first language is French. I'm from Canada, and yeah, for me, English is my second language, and I'm doing my best. All right, so yeah, for today's video, I'll be talking about the settings. So this is chapter 6 season 1, and we're just started the Winter Fest event update. So here for video, I have my window mode to full screen. It gives my it's just better for performance in general. Resolution, this is my native resolution. I use a monitor that is the MSI MPG1 QRX, and it's 240 hertz. It's good, and 360 hertz monitor, and the native resolution is 1440p. So that's why it's set this way. I tried making it 1080p 900p, but I didn't gain any performance, so that's why I just let it like that. VSync, I don't use that. You shouldn't use that. It creates a major input delay. Yeah, and I don't really experience screen tearing, as they say. So frame rate, I have that matching my the refresh rate I use, 240 FPS. Rendering mode, I tried all of them. Performance mode just provides the best consistent FPS for me. So that's why it's like that. And brightness, I don't know why it's 90%. Let's put that at 100. I don't use any colorblind mode. 3D resolution is 100%, but you guys can try to lower it down to 80% and see how it is. You could gain some performance there, but for me, I'm fine with 100%. Nanite, if you want to use that, you need the X12, and I don't recommend it, as it's very GPU heavy. It creates more intricate geometry with triangles, and yeah, I don't recommend it, but it makes the game looks way prettier. So depend on what you want. View distance, I have my at medium, just so I can actually see the loot when I play the game. I feel like far and epic is just too much. I don't need to see that far. It really only affects loot, by the way. And some 3D rendering of like building and trees and stuff in the environment, but you will always see the landscape and players at any range. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect players or landscape at all. Like, it's just the 3D rendering of loot. And imagine, like, everything you can destroy in the environment will also be rendering less, or actually it can render like at a certain distance. How it works, it's just like trees, by example. You will see trees from afar, but they will actually be a 2D image of the tree, and then the closer you are, it will become 3D. That's how it works. So it's way better for your performance in general. But to be completely fair, I've tried far and epic, and on my end, I didn't really see any big FPS drop. So if you guys want to do epic, try it. Textures, I have that on low just because I want my FPS to be as stable as possible, and I don't really care about textures. Meshes is the one that creates more intricate and complex geometry on textures. So like, let's say the building, when you build a building piece, will look way better, and you will actually be able to see through them to some extent with meshes on high, but it's more CPU heavy. So I would try having low if you're on the performance side of things. If you want your game to look prettiest as possible, have that on high for sure. Yeah, FPS, I like to see mine, but yeah, that's it for this section, volume, there's really not much to say about volume, but I will only mention that the visual sound effect is this you should have on for sure. Everyone uses it. It's basically like gaming aid for everyone because it makes you visually see steps and shootings around you, and even some other effects as well. So it's very OP. There's sometimes that I see steps on my screen on the visual effect that I wouldn't even notice if it wasn't for visual sound effects. So yeah, have that on for sure if you want to like have a competitive advantage for sure. Yep. And the rest is really not that big of a deal. Communication is that's where your chat and like live chat comes, like communications settings are, and there's really nothing irrelevant for me to say here. The game section actually is pretty, yeah, there's a lot of settings there. There's not much I've actually changed there from default, but yeah, just the matchmaking region is your ping. Like it's gonna on auto, it will auto set to the closest server from you. Mine is any east, since I'm in Quebec, Canada. There's a like there, I usually, yeah, so it's twice that in central, and then like almost it's 4 times that on west. So for me, the best is definitely any east. If you want to stream snipe me, guys, I'm in any east. Movement, auto run, log zone. I don't think I've ever touched those settings, so it should be default. I think I have like auto pick up weapons on, and that's pretty much the only thing. And disable pre-edit, I have that on too because I don't use pre-edit. Other than that, if you see something that's not on default, well, tell me because I have no idea. FOV, I've never touched the thing. I think it affects FPS mode now, so you can play with that. I do use replays because sometimes it's interesting to see when you have an anonymous player killed you. You can go see who there was. Alright, game UI, nothing really relevant here. I use my scale to 80% because I think the default is way too big. It's still pretty fine on 80%. I use the damage numbers on cumulative because I like to see exactly how much damage I've dealt to players. And that's pretty much it for that. I think other than that, it's pretty much default. Now, the touch and motion is the one that will be very, very interesting for you guys because I don't think a lot of controller player, especially with the PS5 controller, are using the gyro or any, actually from my perspective, because all the players I've played with that are on controller, they laugh hysterically when I say that I use that. They think I'm weird, but I do think I'm doing pretty well. I'm Unreal in Zero Build Reload. I have a high KD. I do very well on the game, but I do use a hybrid aiming of joystick and gyro. So basically gyro, what it is that you can like basically tilt like that your controller to adjust your aiming. And it feels like, because I like aiming with a mouse, and for me it feels a little bit like aiming with a mouse, so it's pretty good. Just know though that it does disable aim assist completely, so that's one negative point, but I think it makes sense because if you would have gyro with aim assist, it would be way overpowered. Also, when I build, it's on always right now, but it's really only relevant when you edit, when you want to select the piece to edit, and the gyro then turns on, and you can do that with by tilting your controller instead of like making circles with your joystick. So I like that really much. My sensitivity for the gyro is at 4. I usually have that in between 4 and 4.5. As it seems to be the green zone for me. If you just start using gyro, I would recommend you go down to like 1.5 and then like try one in between 1.5 and 2 and see how you like it. And then if you you want to go up, but then go slowly, because it does feel weird when you start. My ratio is it's just so that my horizontal movement, like when I do these, are way more sensitive than what I do this, because I usually I don't want my vertical sensitivity to be too high, but I do want to. When someone goes like quickly to the side, I can just flick my controller and still aim at them pretty well. And steadying will basically filter any natural movement that you would have with your controller, so it doesn't translate into your aiming. So the higher it is, the harder it will be to initiate the gyro thing. The lower, if it's at 0, any kind of movement you do with your controller will affect gyro. So it's basically a filter of movement. I have that at 5, which is pretty high, to be honest. I just like it this way. So maybe try 3, 3.5, and it should be fine. The only advanced sensitivity I use is the building multiplier. I just want that to be higher. That's it. Yeah, other than that, it's the default settings. I don't use mouse and keyboard, so we'll skip that. The controller settings, I have that on. Yeah, so Builder Pro on. You should have that for sure. I don't think anyone uses that on off. The edit hold time should be low, like 0.11 is a good settings. Slide hold time is when you press on crouch to slide. So you should have that at least at 0.1 or lower. Above that, it might start to feel like you need to press it too long to initiate the sliding, and it makes some advanced movement, like when you shockwave heal and then you land on a slide and you jump slide, it might affect that if you have that too high. So yeah, like 0.09 is it's fine for me. Vibration is off, obviously. I don't think anyone would want that vibration. If you guys play with vibration, try to turn it off. Maybe your aim will improve. Quick weapon, I don't use that. Sensitivity is usually what people care the most, so here it is. I think this is pretty standard. I use the advanced option, so my horizontal speed right now is at 45. It's usually in between 45 and 50. It's just that now with the new movement, I needed time to adjust. It felt like way too quick, so I just reduced it to 45, and for now it feels fine. My ADS speed is at 8%, which could be considered low, but remind yourself that I use gyro, so it's like when I basically fine adjust my aiming with my joystick, and I do the big movements with my gyro. Usually it's the other way around, but yeah, I'm weird. I use exponential. Aim assist is at 100% because I just wish it would work, but it doesn't. I could put that at 0% and it would make any difference. Yeah, my dead zone are at 5%, which is pretty low, but it should be the lowest you can without having stick drift, because basically it's the amount of movement you need to do with your joystick to initiate the curve of your sense going up, and the higher it is, the more like translation you need to do with your joystick until it initiate the movement. But it will feel very weird and janky if it's too high, so you should reduce that. I think on default it's like at 30%, which is way too high, so it should be around 10%. 10% is a very good starting point, and then you can try to go lower until you feel like you have stick drift. If you have stick drift, just go up 1 or 2%, you should be fine. That's basically that. My mapping, like, it basically is Builder Pro. It's basically my default. I don't think I've changed anything, or if I did, I don't remember. But here are my binds. I think it's to change material, or in squad comms I changed. Not too sure yet. Change material is on the right, and squad comms on the left. D-pad. That's pretty much it. The rest is, I would say, standard. And yeah, that would be it for my setting video. If you guys want more videos like this, please comment down below, and tell me also if you want a dedicated video on gyro. I can make some gameplay video and explaining how I aim with gyro and how I build. It will make me very happy if you guys want a video like that. I actually like gyro a lot. Yeah, and that's gonna be it for for today's video. I hope you liked it, and peace.